Good afternoon and welcome everyone to the Renewal Center's Tea Time Tuesday. We are so excited that you have taken the time to join us this afternoon. So we want to invite you to invite your friends and your family to join us today for a wonderful time of pause, a wonderful time of reset and building resilience. And we're so excited on this wonderful and beautiful and sunny Tuesday afternoon. I hope it's sunny over there where you are, Hope, because it's sunny here.
It is.
Yes. We are so excited that you're taking the time to join us. We're streaming live over there on YouTube, so please join us. And while you're over there, subscribe. Please share this broadcast on your social media pages because we want to get the word out about our renewal practices today, which we're going to be enjoying shortly. And so while we are getting ourselves together, hope you have your tea. Hope you have your tea time journal because we're excited about what we're going to encounter today. So, without further delay, we want to let you guys know that we are celebrating Black History Month here at the Renewal Center. Of course, Black History Month is our time to collectively celebrate and honor the cultural and rich heritage of African Americans and the many contributions that has been made to our families, to our communities, to our society, and even the world. So join us in celebrating Black history and the rich culture. And so we're grateful that you're joining in with that. And while we're on this note, we want to invite you to join us for our special Tea Time Tuesday, which is going to be next Tuesday, 7 p.m. And it is our special tea time, which is focusing on Black History Month. And so this will be our time at 7 p.m. next week. That's always the fourth Thursday of the month, our special tea time. So come on and invite your family and your friends to join in with us, to join in with you as you are taking the time to celebrate and honor Black history. So we're excited about that. Make sure you share the news. Good afternoon, Monique. It's good to see you. Good afternoon, our executive director, Patrick Brown. He's on here today. How many other people are showing up here? Living in faith every day. Good afternoon over there. It's good to see you too. And so we are so glad that all of our tea timers are joining us. We want to get everyone on board. So please share and tag and invite your friends. Our tea of the week, like we always do at the Renewal Center, is Black Currant tea. Oh, this is a good tea. So if you're looking for a delectable tea, then you may want to put blackcurrant tea on your list of teas to try. It's very sweet and fruity, and it's considered to be a wonderfully aromatic tea. And the origin of blackcurrant tea is from the northern regions of Europe and Asia, and even the central European region as well. So our tea of the week, blackcurrant tea. So excited about that. So while we are talking about our tea of the week, go ahead and put in the chat, what tea are you drinking, so that we can share that in our tea time community like we always do. And so we're going to be getting ourselves together and ready for a time of just taking our time to locate ourselves. So for the newcomers, that's just taking time to stop, to be aware, and to just calm ourselves down and maybe relax our shoulders and ourselves for the day. And so there's the subscription right there to our YouTube channel. The link is in the chat. So go right ahead, click on that link and go over to YouTube and subscribe while you're there. Good afternoon, Dr. Brown. It's good to see you. Good afternoon, Michelle. Thank you for coming on. And so while we're taking our time to relax, let's go ahead and locate ourselves. And this is a time to just take a moment to look at the imagery right there on the screen and just do some deep breathing and just relax your shoulders.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know. I know.
That's okay.
2 more minutes. 3 more seconds.
We're
I
enjoying
need to
this
loop
time.
it. Yeah, I need to loop it. All right.
Remember that locating yourself is a really good practice to do. It causes us to relax. Thank you for taking the time to float overhead with us as we looked at the ocean, which was so nice and relaxing. Hello, Dr. Brown. My dad, it's good to see you today.
Good
And who
afternoon.
else is out there? Hi, Nicole. Thank you for joining us today. It's good to see you. Okay, this is wonderful. I'm telling you, we're looking for a wonderful day here, and Living in Faith is enjoying spiced rooibos tea. Very tasty.
Yeah.
Very tasty. So Hope is going to present our Tea Time Tuesday renewal practice today. So let's grab our journals and get ready.
All right. How are you, Carmela? It's good to see you. Good to see everyone this afternoon for tea time. What's your tea of choice or your coffee or what are you drinking today? I am drinking refreshing citrus water with my limes and lemon and oranges. So I'm being refreshed by this water and I truly enjoy it. So no tea today, but maybe later. But right now, I'm just having refreshing water as well. So just excited to be here with all of you. I hope that you have liked and shared the broadcast and share with others as we are taking time to pause, reset, and build resilience here on the Renewal Center's Tea Time. And welcome to our Tea Time community. And so let's see if the comments coming in now. All right. Lemon, lime, water also. Yes, very good, very refreshing. That's our executive director. So you know what I'm talking about with that refreshing water, just as refreshes you in the middle of your day. So yes, see, Dr. Paul says he's drinking vanilla chai black tea. Very
Okay.
good. That's a good one as well. I love that vanilla in that. Just the taste is just it's wonderful. I see that. Nicole says she's having cinnamon coffee. Oh, that's
Cinnamon.
good. Cinnamon coffee. I can smell the cinnamon. I've
It's
never
like the
had.
original.
I've never had cinnamon coffee. I don't think I've ever had cinnamon coffee. Okay, that sounds great. All right, so we're excited about our tea time. I hope you guys have your tea time journals. If you are able to have your journal today, if you're not driving or anything, hope you have your journals because we are going to ginger ale. Yes, one of my favorites. All right, as far as soda, thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you so much for sharing that, Monique. And so this afternoon, we're just going to have a great tea time. I want you to get your tea time journals out or something that you can write with and transfer to your tea time journals. For all those that are new to our community, and this is your first time tuning in to Tea Time, welcome to Tea Time Tuesday, where we pause, reset, and build resilience. And we're excited and thankful to have you on this afternoon. All right, so here we're going to go forward. Before we move forward with our tea time today, last month when I was on tea time, we had the opportunity, and I was gonna do a check-in to see if we have built our self-care kits for ourselves. All right, and so we talked about that a little bit, and the self-care kit was basically some things that you can go to in your time where you need to just refresh, relax. It may be a book, a crossword puzzle, maybe lighting a candle, just having those things set aside and being intentional about having them that you can go to right away when you need them. All right, and a playlist. So I have officially done mine. I have my playlist of music. I have a special candle that I will use during that time with a special smell and scent. I have my special my throw that I put on for just to comfort and get under and be comfortable. I even have my mug that I use during this time, just for this particular time. I was, Carmela, I was really intentional about creating this and setting these things to the side. They're not anything I would use every day, but just things that I will go to bring comfort. Even a walk, depending on where you are, a nice walk is very good. I know you like walking, Carmela. So this is a part
Yes,
of
I do.
what we're building, our self-care kit. And I hope you guys had the opportunity to do that, to build your
Mhm.
self-care kit. All right. So remember, please like and share with friends. this afternoon for our tea time. And so this afternoon, we're going to talk a little bit. I'm going to be drawing from my journal. I have a journal that's called the Making of a Diamond Journal. And since this is Love Month, I wanted to draw some things out of my journal regarding love and the journal inserts that I have for love. And that's why I wanted you to have your tea time journal out, because we're going to share some different principles, some different practices from my book regarding love. And since this is Love Month, I decided to use my journal, The Making of a Diamond, to kind of just share with all of you some different things to embrace during this time of love and this season of just the month of love. As we should love every day and all year round. Just wanted to be intentional today and talk about a few things. And the first thing I'm going to talk about from my journal, The Making of a Diamond, is the journey of self-love. Okay, the journey of self-love. And I want to start off by a quote in the journal, which all of them have quotes that are quoted by myself from the journal. And the first thing I wanted to share here is I want you to look to the screen here, and it says self-love starts with a healthy mindset. Self-love starts with a healthy mindset. And so this is in the journey, in the journal, and this is about a journey of self-love, meaning a journey that you're taking regarding how you feel about yourself and your mindset and your thoughts towards yourself. So first it's about just having the self-love that starts with a healthy mindset. So in order to embrace love, in order to have self-love, there must be a healthy mindset regarding yourself and regarding others. And so here we're going to talk a little bit about that and give you an opportunity to just even write down some things about what you understand about a healthy mindset regarding self-love. Carmela, what do you think about just having the journey of having a healthy mindset regarding self-love?
I think that is important. The journey of self-love is, when you say journey, it's the path that we're on. And one of the things that jumps out to me is healthy mindset. And when you say healthy mindset, my mind goes to positive thoughts about yourself, self-acceptance. That's a part of self-love, and even honoring the essence of who we are, honoring everything about ourselves, every part of it, our strengths, our weaknesses, and just in general, who we are. So I like that quote when you were talking about the journey. As we continue in life and get older each and every day, I think with a healthy mindset to embrace ourselves.
Yes, that's very important. And even in my journey, I mean, even in the journal regarding the journey about self-love, it's important. The reason why it's there, and the reason why I'm, pushing, promoting, writing about your journey of self-love is because it gives you a time to reflect and meditate and to think about, how do I really think about myself? What do I really view about myself? What's my thoughts about myself? And that's very important when we're understanding loving yourself and self-love. Not just about going and with the self-care part, but we're talking about loving yourself, because it's important on how I love myself. That is key to be authentic, right? So remember, even on this journey, to be authentic with yourself about how you feel about yourself, how you love yourself, how you treat yourself, even how you treat your body. What do you think about yourself? So that's very important. I wanted to share just something in the journal that I have regarding that, the particular self-love, and just some practices that I wanted to share with you all this afternoon. And that is regarding some things that you can apply regarding understanding self-love. I see some comments that are coming in. Accepting flaws and releasing perfectionism. Thank you so much, Patrick, for sharing that. Appreciate your special, unique qualities. Absolutely. 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 You can take the third one, Carmela.
Patrick is talking about eating healthier, which is key.
Yeah.
Feeding our bodies.
What are we feeding our bodies? That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good way of
Mm-hmm.
self-love, as well as what are we feeding our minds. And so here I
Yeah.
want to just share a few things out of the journal that I wrote, that I had placed in the journal regarding just some things of self-love and some things to just look at and reflect upon when we are thinking of self-love. And here it has here, just embrace loving yourself. Embrace loving yourself. Showing yourself grace when you miss the mark. Self-care is essential. Is essential. And sometimes when we see this, even with self-care, and we see that self-care is essential, it's just more than, I went, got my nails done or got my hair done. It's about how are you caring for yourself. Even as Patrick put up, how what am I eating? How am I eating? What am I feeding my body, as well as what am I feeding my mind? So it's important about that, and then embracing loving yourself. And I like what you shared, Patrick, about even the part about your flaws, your weaknesses, loving yourself in totality. So just embracing and loving yourself and showing yourself grace when you don't meet the mark, when you miss the mark, it's not about being, perfect, but we're all human and we're subject to error and we make mistakes. And so it's about showing yourself grace when you miss the mark. And so how are we, even in my journal, I give the opportunity to write down those particular things. And even today, as you're journaling, if you can journal, write down some things that, regarding those three practices that I shared. If how are you showing yourself love? How are you treating your mind and your body, as far as what you're eating and what you're receiving in your body, as well as the thoughts that you're receiving in your mind? Carmela, did you want to share something?
Yeah, I love that. When we're talking about the slide that you were showing, those three key points talk so much about the fact that we need to pour into ourselves, and that's one thing that when we're talking about showing love for ourselves, my mind always goes to pouring into yourself and taking the time to. Are we taking time to do that? Are we taking sufficient time to dream? Are we taking sufficient time to discover who we are and embrace that? I love that. Even, I think as Patrick says, even with our flaws, even with that, you know, I
Mhm.
love that. And so my mind went to that first about protecting our talents and our skills. And that's a good way of self love, and embracing that and honoring that. And so I could say more about it, but that's my gist on what you were just talking about.
Yeah, yeah. And even in my journal, I have a place where there's a lot of place for to be able to write about this, to be able to reflect
Mhm.
about it. And one thing about self-love is one of the things that I share as an affirmation in the book is to you say, I love myself in totality. That's an affirmation that I have in the book. I love myself in totality, meaning that I love myself despite of my shortcomings, my mistakes, my errors, my thoughts, and loving not just only the good things, but maybe the things that may feel that may have been a hindrance, or just areas that we were sometimes, kind of hard on ourselves about. And so in the journal, there's a place that says, I love myself in totality. And that means in the wholeness of your whole being of who you are, I love myself. This is important because when we love ourselves, we can adequately love others. We can adequately embrace even the imperfections of other people when we are showing grace not only to ourselves, but we show grace to other people. But it starts from loving yourself. It starts from understanding yourself. It starts from digging deep to understand who I am and loving who God has created, or what been created to be. And so that is very important, even with our job function, even with our lives and our parenting, whatever roles that we may be in. It's important that we embrace a mindset of loving ourselves in totality, and that we have, again, the mindset that brings forth the transformation and understanding self-love is, how do I think about myself? What are my thoughts? What are my thoughts really rooted rooted and grounded in when I think about me, when I think about myself. And so even the journal, and even as you're journaling today, this is a great opportunity for you to be able to just take hold and write some things down and even go back to it and just think about it. And we're going to talk about something about writing to yourself a little bit later, but just wanted to share those with you. I see a comments come in. I'll go ahead and share that. You could take that if you want to, Carmela.
Yes. Monique is saying fostering a peaceful environment that promotes rest and rejuvenation. To her, that's self-love.
Yes. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's great. That is really good. Fostering a peaceful environment, that is important, and and actually, what she says, promotes rest and rejuvenation. That's important because then it keeps our mind healthy. It keeps our thoughts healthy. That's a great time in that type of environment here. Even in my journal, it says meditate and journal about the affirmation. Journal your thoughts and the revelations in your meditation of things that you've received regarding that, and take the time in fostering a peaceful environment to write about yourself, meditate and think about and reflect upon. Take these moments to take time to reflect about yourself and who you are. And so that's very important when we're trying to understand, self-love and what self-love truly means, and how we can move forward in understanding that. And so even with that, there's just some things that you want to do. You want to foster a great environment, again, environment that produces thoughts that are conducive to the advancement of loving yourself. All right, I see a comment has come in. All right, Dr. Paul says, as I love myself and take care of me, um, positions me to be able to love on others. Absolutely. That's absolutely. How can I love anyone else if I'm not loving on me and not and loving myself and embracing who I am in totality? And so we're looking for you to engage, looking for you to write. Make sure you have your tea time journal down. We are sharing this afternoon on tea time just some inserts from my journal. As you know, I'm a adamant journal. I love to journal. I have so many journals, and I'm very intentional about journaling. And here we're talking about the making of a diamond journal and just some inserts regarding love. Taking time to meditate, taking time to reflect on who you are. And then also we want to take a moment, even in the journal, it says to do a mental health check-in. Check in and see about the thoughts that you're having about yourself. If it's in a healthy or productive place, if it's in a good place, if there are thoughts that are edifying to who you are, or if there are thoughts that may not be edifying. It's a great time sometime to just slow down and just take a pause, as we say on tea time, take a pause to reset and build resilience. And so even when I'm taking a mental health check-in, I'm taking time to pause and be intentional about what's going on in my mind. What am I thinking about me? And so even in that, when I think that and I feed upon the good thoughts, then I'm able to go ahead and move forward in understanding building resilience. Did you want to add something, Carmela?
Oh, I'm just gleaning from what you're saying. This makes a lot of sense, especially when you're taking time to reflect. It takes your mind off of everything else and focusing on sharpening who you are, pouring out and on yourself so that you can be in a position, like Dr. Brown said, to pour out on others. You can't pour out of an empty cup. You can't pour out an
Right.
empty vessel. So when you pour into yourself, you'll be more than willing and able to express that on others. It will exude from you.
Yes. That's very good, Carmela. Nicole says, I'm so grateful. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Monique says, I'm so grateful for today's renewal practice. I need this today. Absolutely. Thank you so
Mm-hmm.
much for sharing that, Monique. You can take the next comment.
Mm-hmm. Nicole, she's saying loving yourself adequately sets the standard. Oh, I love that. And what you will and will not accept from others. I totally agree with that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Living by faith says sometimes the journey is loving ourselves begins with unlearning what we perceive to be love but wasn't. That's very good. Thank you so
Good.
much for sharing that, living in faith every day. Thank you so much for sharing that. And as we were talking a little bit about just checking in even with our mental health and seeing where our mental health is regarding our, how we feel about self-love. Then we want to take time to implement a strategy where those areas that may not be healthy, we want to go ahead and move forward, have forward movement. So even in my journal, I'll share just creating goals and strategies to continue to confirm and affirm who you are, and like a daily goal or a monthly goal that you'll work on to continue to have and navigate an understanding about who you are and why you are the way you are and how you love yourself, and to embrace yourself even in the times of just your flaws. And so I'm just going to move on to just another part of the journal that I wanted to share about. And this is something that is very, for me, very, I would say, intimate for me, in understanding. And we're just going to move on with this. This is just going to be something that I really want you to participate. And we want you to make sure that even if you can't right now, write down everything, that you would continue to at least start, in understanding. Love is power for a productive transformation. And so true love is the power that's fueling for transformation to take place, even
That's good.
in your life and even in your mindsets, and even in understanding. Again, I'm going to put that up again. Love is power for a productive transformation. And so I want you to go ahead and chime into this, and understand how love is very productive for transformation. It's in transformation in your thoughts, transformation in your being and who you are, and the great understanding of who you are and what you're created to be. So one of my inserts in my journal, another insert in my journal, it talks about the journey of a love letter to yourself, love letter to self. And this is something that I started doing some years ago, just begin to writing a love letter to myself. And so I just want to ask, has anyone ever written a love letter to yourself, a love letter to self? Has anyone ever taken the time to just kind of sit down and not only think about who you are, and the things about who you are, but also write about who you are and how important it is to do this? Now, I will say, a love letter, as far as understanding writing a love letter is what you will write. Again, it's kind of like a third person type thing. It's something that you will do for yourself. We often think of like expressing our love to others, and so it's good to take a moment to express self-love and self-well-being to ourselves by embracing writing a love letter to yourself. It's a moment where you can have a reflective writing moment. And it has been proven, even when I was reading about it years ago, that it helps to decrease anxiety and increasing creativity and confidence, right? And so this is why I begin to do it. And it has been effective for me, because I usually take, like, even with me, like a small little journal, like in my purse. And if I'm somewhere, sometimes I'll just start writing, because I'm a doodler sometimes too. So I'll just start writing things and positive things, and it's regarding myself. And so I want us to take on that challenge. And I'm going to check in next month, Carmela, with our Tea Time community to see if we all have written a love letter to ourselves. And this is just so important, because it's many ways of writing the love letter. It helps us to promote positivity. It helps us with increasing our awareness and also emotional intelligence as well. Writing a love letter to yourself, I call it a love session. That's what I call it. It's a love session where I begin to write, and it helps me to get closer to myself. It helps me to increase my self-awareness, and it helps me also, again, to increase my emotional intelligence, as well as decreasing anxiety and increasing confidence into who I am. Carmela, did you want to add something to that?
Well, I'm just concurring with everything that you've been saying. I think this is wonderful. This is something that I advocate for real, and taking the time to write a love letter for yourself, to yourself. And especially on those days, you can go back and reread them and allow them to empower you. So you go back over
Yes.
those words again. You open that letter again next
Yes.
year, next month, and
Yes.
you're like, wow. That's affirmation. That's self-affirmation.
hmm And that's what I was beginning to do. I would write the letters and then I would
Mhm.
go back and I would read them on the days. I mean, it helped so much on the days that I needed to hear it. And I would just read and I would just say, wow, I wrote that, And so it's a great opportunity. Even in my journal, I have a place where you can write a letter, a love letter to yourself. It allows you to have gratitude and to think about not what you don't have or what you don't possess, but it allows you the opportunity to think about who you are and what you do possess and how much you should and care and love about yourself. And so, you want to be able to first, with writing a love letter, I had to, find like just the format of how I would do it for me. And so I would call it a love session. And then sometimes I would use my phone call method to just kind of sometimes type notes. So I'm really intentional about, I have a lot of them. I have over 100 letters. And so I would find different things at different times to write regarding myself. And then I would be able to sometimes even use my cell phone to take a note and add it to just when I'm in a particular moment of feeling, to write to confirm or reconfirm how I feel about what's going on with me, and find I think Monique was saying, a comfortable place, an environment, maybe a private space that is conducive and cultivating for you to be able to write this letter to yourself as well. And then sometimes even I would write in a third person. So I would, which I know for some is like, oh wow, maybe weird, but for me, I would write kind of like in a third person to myself, just in saying, it might feel weird at first, but sometimes it actually sticks with me because it's like talking to yourself in the third person, and it can help to kind of calm anxiety again. And
Yeah.
even I found out even sometimes intense emotions that take place at the time. So I just kind of just say, hey, you're wonderful, you're beautiful, or you're courageous, or whatever it may be. You will write these things about yourself. And so this month we have been talking about love all this month. And not just because a special day was this month, but this is something that we want to embrace every day. This is a loving on ourselves. And so it's in those difficult moments that we're going through that we may need to go back and read one of those letters. We may need to go back and see the affirmation that we have written down. It's a healthy way of maintaining self love for yourself. And then when you can have that self love, you can exhibit love correctly to others. So whether you're writing a love letter about physical attributes or characteristics, or you just make a note, it's different ways that you can do it, different ways to show unconditional love to yourself. Some may be, some different things, some celebrations, maybe some things that you have overcome. You just want to celebrate it. It's good, to see this also in your own handwriting. I handwrite them. I know some people may type, but it's good to see these things in your own handwriting as well. Carmela, did you want to add anything?
Oh no, I'm just listening to what you're saying. I think this is excellent. I don't need to add anything, but I do like the fact that when we were talking about when you were writing it and being able to write and see yourself writing and your handwriting and all of those things, there's something that takes place. There's something that awakens within you when you
Mhm,
begin to see that you're writing this to yourself. And
mhm.
I think that this is a wonderful thing for us to embrace,
Yes, it
to
is.
practice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Let's see. Dr. Paul is saying writing the love letter as with
Mhm.
journaling is very therapeutic. Absolutely.
Mhm.
That's what I found it to be. I found it to be very therapeutic for me. Charlisa says, yes, love writing love letters to myself often to maintain my mental fortitude.
Yes.
Absolutely. It's just so important. And if you've never done this before, I invite you to go on this journey of writing a love letter to yourself, and being able to allow the positivity of who you are and the essence of who you are begin to come out in writing. It's great because I get the opportunity to also be able to look at my own handwriting and see and go back and see what I wrote about myself and take it and embrace it in the moment that I may be facing a challenge. I'm able to look at that letter and embrace the moment, even in facing maybe a challenge. And so it's just good again to show love to yourself and write the love letter, and also be just intentional about it as well. And so a positive affirmation that I have in my journal, with the writing the love letter, it says, I'm filled with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I'm filled with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And so I put that there because it says that I'm filled with the knowledge of loving myself, the wisdom of knowing how to, and I've received the knowledge of understanding of who I am. And so I take those three components and I use those components and those principles to be able to write the love letter to myself. And sometimes it's also, you have to be in a good mental space sometimes to be able to actually write the love letter to yourself. Again, when you're writing a love letter to yourself, in my journal, it says, remember the key is being authentic. It's being authentic and real with yourself. This is what I have in my journal. So when you're writing the love letter, you're taking time to be authentic. You're embracing your authenticity in writing and being authentic about who you are and how you love yourself. So I see a comment coming in here. You can go ahead and take it if you want to, Carmela.
Living in faith every day is saying, I've never done it, but I speak to myself in third person all the time, encouraging myself. I will implement the letter writing this week.
All
Thank
right,
you.
great, great, great. This is great. And so even in that, even in my journal, I even have a time where even with writing the love letter, it also keeps a great mental understanding, a mental agility as well. And there's three practices that I want to share with you as well. One moment. I'm going to put that up. One moment. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just share them here out of the journal. It says, you are important. Show love to yourself. Know who you are and what you value. That's being authentic to yourself. Then the third practice is spend time with yourself and self-reflect. This brings and breeds an atmosphere of love. And these are some things that I share in my journal regarding writing a love letter to yourself. Remember these three things, these three things. I'm going to repeat it again. One, you are important. Show love to yourself. Know who you are and what you value is number two. And then three is spend time with yourself and self-reflect. This brings an atmosphere of love. And so atmospheres matters. The atmospheres of our home, our jobs, um, even in the car.
That's right.
The atmosphere of your car matters because it affects your mood. It affects how you correspond and interact with people. Even the atmosphere of our music and the words that we hear and the things that we hear, it affects how we foster or implement self-love to ourselves. So all these things are just very important and very instrumental when it comes to loving yourself. I want to just share one other point here regarding when we talk about a love and moving forward in the journal with forward movement is just taking the time to actually implement strategies and implement ways on how you're going to understand who you are and love yourself and how you're going to move forward in writing your love letter to yourself and taking time to actually think about how you feel. And so I also wanted to just speak also. I want to find another area that I had in here that I want to share with you that's very important since we're talking about love. And it's very important. I'm going to share that with you. in a moment. I'm going to go to the page, and I'm just excited about this because this is an opportunity for us to continue to move forward throughout the year and sharing, and writing about how we embrace and how we feel about ourselves. It's very important, especially, in times like this, that we're able to have moments where we can write, where we can journal. It's very important. I see a comment that has come in. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. You can take that one if you want to.
Living in faith every day. She's saying, yes, a peaceful atmosphere is my daily goal.
Yes,
So
yes,
environment matters.
understand. I understand that because I tell you, I love calm and I love peace, and
Mhm.
it's just it's something about having the calm and the peace that allows me to be able to journal the way that I do. I like to have a certain environment where I can journal and where I can just embrace loving myself. So first we talked about self-love. We talked about self-love and why self-love is important. Why does it matter? Why, how does it affect me about my thoughts and the transformation of self-love? So love brings power, and love brings transformation to our thoughts, and to our minds. And so there's something I wanted to share. It's regarding gratitude and understanding that gratitude, when you have gratitude, gratitude trumps down on the negative thoughts that you may have. And that's something that I have in my journal, where I talk about gratitude in my journal and how our gratitude trumps and stumps the negative thoughts that may be trying to enter, that we may try to entertain on a daily basis, being that so much is going on. So we want to remember to stay just in a place of gratitude and a gratitude of understanding. So go ahead and chime in even right now. What's your feedback? What did you receive from some of the practices that we shared today on our Tea Time Tuesday from my journal, The Making of a Diamond journal that I shared? Just a few inserts. I shared two inserts, and I shared a little bit about gratitude. I'm not going to share all of them. There's so many inside of here. I have a lot of inserts, but I wanted to share with you all today about love and the importance of loving yourself, the importance of self-love, the importance of how you love yourself is how you're going to love others. Remember, self-love starts with a healthy mindset. Remember that in every day that we have to continue to embrace a healthy mindset. That's where it all starts from. It starts from our thoughts and then in our heart. And then that's how it moves forward and just makes and cultivates our atmosphere and environment. And also remember, love is power for productive transformation. Because of love, there's transformation that takes place, good transformation. So love is powerful, and it has the power to produce a transformation in our lives. And so I just want us to be reminded of that this afternoon. So I see a few comments that have come in. Okay, she says, hello, beautiful people. First time here. I've been listening in. Just want to say hello. Well, hello to you, Crystal. Thank you so much for tuning in to our tea time. We welcome you and we invite you to come back again and visit us here on Tea Time Tuesday. Okay, Carmela, you can take the next comment.
Nicole, she's saying love is a force. Realizing the power it can have when you direct it towards yourself changes everything. Yes. Thank
That's
you,
good.
Nicole.
Wow, Nicole, that's great. Thank you so
Mhm.
much for sharing that. And living in faith is saying it's the transformation for me. Absolutely. Absolutely. Love transform. Love also transcends any type of negativity or negative thoughts or negative perception. Love transcends and love transforms. And love brings awareness, and awareness brings power. And so I'm just thankful for this tea time. And so I hope that, is there anything that you wanted to share, Carmela?
I'm really enjoying the three practices. I like the three practices that you shared with us, the journal reflections that we can put them into actions, and it's just really wonderful to have those different type of affirmations because it's so important. You're important. Show love to yourself, know who you are, know what you value, and even what you have right there on the screen. Self-care is essential. It's key and it's important. So this has been really great. I am embracing this. Thank you.
You're welcome. You are welcome. And so again, I'm just was thankful to be able to share regarding love and regarding just inserts from the book. All right. All right, great. You plan to incorporate writing love letters to myself. I like the idea. Absolutely. I'm going to check in with all of our Tea Time community and those who are on today and those who will watch. Next month, I'm going to be asking you, and I'm taking up the challenge. I'm going to challenge you if you're going to write the love letter to yourself. It doesn't have to be a certain amount of words. This is for yourself. Even if you write 2 sentences, even if you write 3 sentences, you may write a whole page or two. That's up to you how much you write, but it's important to write it. And then take the moment after you write it and go back and read what you have said about yourself and how you view yourself. It's very important. As I say, dig deep, dig deep to uncover and discover the love from within. Dig deep to understand who you are and embrace yourself and love yourself in totality. And so we have a few announcements that we want to share with you on our broadcast this afternoon. We're just excited. This is Giving Tuesday. This is Giving Tuesdays. And so we invite you to be able to give to the Renewal Center at this time. And I'm going to go ahead and pull that up here. All right, so this is our Giving Tuesday. We invite you to join us for a time of giving. And in this giving season, we've been doing this for over a year or so now. So we invite you to give to the Renewal Center. We're a nonprofit organization, and we have many programming that we have all week long. And you'll be able to see the announcements regarding that. But today is Giving Tuesday. And so we invite you to be able to give to the Renewal Center as well. And I'll put up the information on how you can give. This is our giving initiative that you can give to here. If you want to give, we have several ways to give. We have our website, we have text, we have PayPal, we have Zelle, CashApp, Venmo, and you can mail a money order or check to the Renewal Center. This is our winter giving initiative, and we invite you to be able to give even today on our Tea Time Tuesday. I'm going to go ahead and turn the other announcements over to you, Carmela, for our viewers here so that they can see what's going on with the Renewal Center.
All right, everybody. Here's our Renewal Center announcements for this week. They should be flashing across the screen in just a minute, so I'll make sure I don't be off course here. But you can go ahead and give, just like Hope has just seen. This is Giving Week. This is also Giving Tuesday. These are all the different things and the different ways that you can support the Renewal Center. So all of these different ways right here are right in front of you. www.therenewalcenters.com/give is from our website. You can text to give. You can also pay through PayPal. There's Cash App, Zelle, Venmo. And if you want to mail a check, you can do that as well. We thank you so much for your support as we continue in our endeavors with Tea Time Tuesday and all our other things that we do, all our programming. And we would love for you to save the date. If you haven't come to any of our prophetic gathering, this is a great year to do so. This is our 5th year, and we're going to be having it April the 12th to the 13th, right there in the big city of Atlanta. And our focus this year is from Jeremiah chapter 42:3, transform, reform. I mean, this is just this is going to be an awesome prophetic gathering. We have all of the speakers there that are on the screen. Please visit our social media platforms, and we would love for you to go ahead and register. Registration is open right now. So all the information that you need is on our social media platforms to get plugged in for our 5th prophetic gathering this year.
For 1 second. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay.
That's the wrong one. Let me find it. You get the right one.
Well,
So we
while
get
she's getting
there.
that ready, this Friday, I'm so excited because we are going to have Dr. Paul C. Brown Sr. He is actually on our broadcast today, joining us for tea time like he always does. But we're going to have our stress management webinar. This is a live webinar, a part of our Renewing Minds and Restoring Lives series here at the Renewal Center. Everybody experiences stress. I always say that. And Dr. Brown is going to bring us some keys. He's going to bring us some strategies to combat stress. So you can go ahead and register today. If you haven't registered, go right ahead and register today and invite some family and friends. If you can carve out an hour and a half, this is going to be a great presentation to give you some fuel, just like we talked about earlier, some fuel that will help you combat stress and move you in forward in a direction of health. So we thank Dr. Brown for coming to us again this year.
All right. And then we have
Anything else?
one more
Oh, yeah.
announcement.
Black History Month program. Our special Tea Time Tuesday is going to be next Tuesday, like we do on the fourth Thursdays of every month. February 27th, 7 p.m. Bring your family and friends. We're going to focus on Black history, and we're going to have our special tea time. So we're excited about that. So see you next Tuesday at 7 p.m.
All right. So that will conclude our announcements. And towards the end, we'll have announcements sliding across the screen so that you will be able to see what we do at the Renewal Center. Invite you to join us for what we do here on a regular basis. So this has been a phenomenal tea time. I've enjoyed being here. We've enjoyed being here with all of you this afternoon. We look forward to you next week coming on and just being a part of our Black history. And that is going to be in the evening time. So as well. So we also want to give a great shout out, a big shout out to our very own digital consultant. And that is Emmett Head. Happy birthday to you. Oh my goodness, we appreciate you. We thank you for being a part of the team and all that you add with your excellence, expertise, and humility. So happy birthday to our very own Renewal Center teams, Emmett Head, who's having a great, I know he's having a great day celebrating. We
Yes,
just want to say happy birthday to you and give that birthday shout out as well. All right, so we're just thankful for this time of Paul's resetting and building resilience. We thank you all so much for coming and being a part of our Renewal Center and Tea Time Tuesday. And we'll see you all. Remember, next week, I think we have 2 comments that have come in. I'm going to go ahead and share those before we close out. All right. Looking forward to yes, absolutely. Go ahead and make sure to get registered for that as well. All right, happy birthday. All right, birthday shout outs to Emmett. All right. All right, birthday shout outs to Emmett. Absolutely. Oh, you're welcome. Yes, you will. Thank you for joining us as well. See, we have a couple of more birthday shout outs for M. All right. You are welcome. We thank you all for joining us this afternoon. Make sure to remember those love letters. I'm going to be checking in with all of you next month until we meet again next week. Remember that I am renewal and take care of each other. We'll have a few announcements to go across the screen. See you all again soon.